Let's get into the mailbag. I've got the questions. Abby out today, but first question, is there a Husker defender that doesn't get a ton of press who you believe will shine this season? I think we've kind of hit on that. Deshaun Singleton is definitely in that camp, but I'm wondering if there's somebody else.
Rob?
Well, it's hard to say that they don't get a lot of press because we pretty much talk about everybody. You know who's kind of gotten forgotten? Corey Collier.
Yeah.
They don't even talk about him ever.
And we're projecting him to be a second team safety right now. So I think he's got a chance to play a much bigger role than I think some people are expecting, just because, he's got that experience as a Power 5 transfer, but also because I think he was handpicked by the staff and they like what he can bring to that position.
I'll just say I hope it's Judy. That's
good call.
Yeah, you hope it. It's been quiet on that front. Now I've heard it's been quiet on that front on the field. Is why it's been quiet on that front from the coaches. There's a reason it's been quiet on that front. Now maybe he's a gamer. Coaches would kill me for saying that. Like, he doesn't practice very well, but he's really good in games. Yeah, you seldom see that. But hopefully, when you see the game against Minnesota, Judy has about 2 tackles, and maybe one's behind the line of scrimmage. You'd feel a lot better about the defense.
I'm going to be the bad Big Red wrap-up second guess and say I piggyback off Sip and really agree with everything Sip said on Judy, which is rare.
Gotta throw Kai Wallin in there too.
We might be in trouble on that. The more I think about it, I don't know why I'm saying.
No, that's like when you're on Big Red Wrap Up though, and we're on there, and there's 2. They sometimes have 2. There could be like a really good guy, and he just has awesome takes, and then the second guy, might be there, but a step back, and it's like, God, the guy just said everything perfectly, and then he'll say to piggyback off what he said, like.
Don't use the word piggyback
to kind of reiterate what Sip said. But all right, let's go. Question number 2. If they asked you guys in the media and just at large for your input on the renovations to the stadium, what would you like to see in Memorial Stadium?
Go.
From a fan standpoint, improved seat backs. That'll probably require cutting down capacity, which at this rate, I don't know if that's as big of an issue as maybe it used to be. Improve the bathrooms. Let's maybe get away from the trough style and get some modernized bathrooms. From a media standpoint, let's get that elevator situation figured out. Getting up and down from field level to 6th floor in the press box is one of the most tedious things about a game day that we have. So maybe add a couple more elevators. Make a direct.
There you go.
Make a direct press elevator. How about that?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, the chairback discussion is complicated because the way the concrete's poured and the way the rows are, you can't just, the way it's currently set up, you can't just put the chairbacks in because there will not be enough room.
No.
So they would almost have to repurpose and like re-pour concrete and shape. Putting chairbacks in will be a Herculean task to get it done and do it right. I do believe that's what's going to happen over time. South end zone is the first priority. Nothing has been done to South end zone since it was built. It is no concourses, no concessions, no restrooms. It's just a set of bleachers with anthill ramps that go up and down, and that's it.
Yeah, it will change.
They've got to get that fixed. The fact that thing fills up every game, when you consider how hot it can be, how hard it can be to get to your seat, it's amazing.
Yeah, to piggyback off of what Rob said, the chairback thing is really striking to me. Now you guys, I don't go to football games. I go cover them in a press box, so I don't go as a fan. But I did go. I remember when we went to Big 12 Media Day, Big 12, back in the Big 12 days, and they gave us a free tour of Jerry's World. Remember that?
Right when it opened.
Right when it opened. And I was struck by that, how comfortable the chairbacks were and how beautiful that would be, watching a game in your own seat.
Cup holders,
the little space. It's your seat, and there are comfortable seats. So, the chairback thing has always intrigued me. If they could pull it
Think
off.
how many, just because there's no cup holders obviously in those benches. I mean, just how many people probably kick their drinks. So I mean,
Oh, God.
and you see it when you're walking. I mean, sometimes under the stadium when you'll be walking, all of a sudden, just
It's like it's raining.
it's
but
like raining
not a
Pepsi.
cloud in the sky.
Let's hope it's Pepsi.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
God. It's Pepsi.
You go to the Memorial Stadium horse trough bathrooms though, and those stalls turn into like bars. Like guys go in there, close the door, they're mixing drinks up, and then you'll see about 20 loose bottles being kicked out of the
It's like
bathroom.
a hotel mini bar in every stall.
Those shooters.
Oh, yeah.
Those shooters seem pretty popular.
It's,
Right.
I mean, they've got to get alcohol in the stadium at some
Fireball
point, too.
shooters.
I don't know how and when that all happens, but they are serving alcohol for the volleyball game. So volleyball day in Nebraska, because of the concert, they'll have alcohol in there, and it's, so that will be interesting to see how that goes, because it's not really a football crowd,
Yeah.
but it's going to be bigger.
Sure, it won't be quite the scene it was for Garth Brooks. I don't know if you remember that one well. It was basically just anarchy. Guys were just like dropping pallets of beers and saying you have to pay a tip if you want a beer and taking cash only.
It's like being in just some rough.
Yeah, it was like some third world like market, where you're like trying to barter with a guy for a 20-ounce Busch Light.
They were 25
24,
ounces.
25. Yes, excuse me. I want to shortchange that.
But I think somebody told me they did 128,000
What?
Sales.
Sold that many beers?
they're double beers. So really they did over 250,000 cans of beer at that Garth Brooks concert.
Pretty impressive.
All right. Final question. What is your favorite sports team / player documentary? And I don't know. I mean,
Hoop Dreams. has to be
Hoop
up
Dreams
there.
is probably my favorite. I think it's the all-time best documentary ever, because of the work those guys did to stay with those kids and capture that story. It was really a true reality of how hard it is, to make it. And then, what some of these kids in the inner city, they get wined and dined to go to a nice private school, and it worked out for one guy. And then the other guy didn't work out, and all of a sudden he had a tuition bill that couldn't be paid. I mean, just the way they captured that whole story, and from really 8th grade to college was amazing.
Mm-hmm. And it's hard to pick with the 30 for 30s. There's been so many good ones with that. The Last Chance U's, especially the first season, was incredible. I love that show so much. And then they've kind of gotten worse over the years, but those, when it takes you inside the sport and the actual operations, where you actually get to see what these guys deal with beyond football and just what their lives are like. That's the stuff that really captivates me.
Okay, I'm glad you guys didn't mention. I can say Jordan Rules, right?
Oh, the ESPN.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll ever see a better one than that.
That was really good.
Yeah, and what it did to me was drive home the point. You always get the Jordan LeBron debate, but after that, I saw that show. It sort of reignited my love for Jordan, and at the same time, it was, oh really? We're gonna say LeBron's as good as this guy? No.
One thing about
Come
that
on.
though, Jordan had total creative control over that. So they weren't going to do anything but paint him in the best possible light. So
it wasn't difficult.
take it for what it's. I know they had a lot of material to work with.
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah, that was. I mean, the fact that they had all that footage, they were even his footage with those security guards.
Who's a tougher guy mentally, Jordan or LeBron? Come on, my God. I mean, Jordan by a long
LeBron, is he
way.
coming back again?
Yeah,
another
he's-
year?
yeah, he's definitely coming
so
back.
how many
I
more?
mean, LeBron's fine. He's a top 10 player all time.
10?
10. I'm not going. He might be 5. I mean, come on. I mean, you can get him in the top 5, but it's not. I don't think it's unanimously agreed that he's a top 5 player.
We're going to need another
All right.
segment for this.